The Charlamagne the God and DJ Akademiks war continues. Akademiks just responded back to Charlamagne the God, Brand Idiot's episode, and he exposed Charlamagne the God badly, bruh. At this point, I don't think either parties can deny that they don't like each other and they're at war, even though they've been trying to keep it cordial over the last couple of weeks. But after today, man, I think it's absolutely clear. It's war. They don't like each other. On the last episode of Charlamagne the God podcast, and we kind of covered this in our last video, Charlamagne the God stated there was an official investigation into DJ Akademiks. He claims there was stake transactions that were being investigated officially, and that there was damn near a RICO going on, and Akademiks associates were snitching on him as if there was something to snitch on, and Akademiks was committing crimes. He even implied that DJ Akademiks was breaking some type of like political law, and he was taking money for endorsements, and he was not disclosing the money he was taking for endorsements, which, by the way, had already been debunked by DJ Akademiks that very same week. So Charlamagne the God comment on his podcast to peddle this really pissed off DJ Akademiks.
I can see like heavy lawsuits, you know what I mean, that cost you a lot of money. And I don't know what the ramifications are with political things. I do know that when you post political stuff on social media and you're endorsing people, you have to tell people that you got paid for it.
You have to disclose payment.
Every single time. You can't just make a broad statement like, yo, I got paid by Republic. You know, every single time you do a post that's political that you got paid for, you have to disclose that. That's probably a good rule.
Before we get this video started, if you want to learn how I made $142,000 from YouTube this month, join my community by clicking the link in the description. That's where I give you guys all the tools to grow on YouTube and make money, as well as offer you guys the opportunity to make videos with me, to do joint videos, joint reactions that get posted on both of our channels. I also promote your videos on my social media pages. Don't you want to work with me? Like, click the link in my description to join my community. Let's get started. Let's grind. Let's make money together.
Well, that's probably a good rule, because then you know that at least the audience gets to decipher whether it's authentic to who you are, what you believe, or these are somebody else's ideas and they're using it.
Is that not something to tell somebody? If somebody has given you a heads up before about some bull, is that not a reason to pick up the phone and give somebody a heads up?
In that podcast, Charlamagne referenced the Jeremy Heck video where Jeremy Heck claims he had proof that Akademiks was being paid by the head of Truth Social, where Trump, I think, owns a portion of Truth Social, that Akademiks was being paid by the head of Truth Social to pretty much like disseminate his political opinions. We're coming to find out that wasn't true, and that Akademiks was actually being paid by Rumble because he has a deal to stream on Rumble. So, you know, even the receipts they claim they had for Akademiks like being paid to endorse politicians, they had none. So Akademiks actually responded back today to his response to Charlamagne the God putting that in the atmosphere. In response to that, Akademiks decided he was going to reveal what he knows about Charlamagne the God and his own dealings politically. Akademiks essentially revealed that Charlamagne the God and Jay-Z is gearing up, right, to pimp out their authority over black people during this next presidential race and campaign. Now, apparently, Jay-Z and Charlamagne the God are about to get in bed with the Democrats, and it's about to be really profitable for them. And the goal is essentially for Jay-Z and Charlamagne the God to use their influence to pimp out black people, and the Democratic Party will reward them handsomely, which is why they want to get people like Akademiks out the way and other people they believe are like right-wing influencers who are in the urban community who, you know, might be obstacles for them in 2026 or 2028.
They're supposedly trying to use Jay-Z in Rock Nation. I'm going to tell you how Charlamagne supposedly comes in. And again, this is a theory, but I do want to put a challenge out to Charlamagne. So they're supposed to do that. And in one of the ways of how they're trying to do it is not only try to fix the reputation of Jay-Z, who, by the way, he's been going through the slaughterhouse recently and for the last year for many allegations and a lot of talk about him being disingenuous, but also they want to try to supposedly reverse the effect of what they feel is some of these entities that move the needle in the opposite direction for Trump. Now, even then, you might be saying, but what does it have to do with you? Because, like, I think last year for Trump, or whenever Trump got elected, he even gave shout outs to these people. He said Nelk. He said Aiden Ross. I don't know if he gave it up to Flagrant, but like he definitely shouted out Rogan. Apparently, because Jay-Z is going to be in the nigga section, he is also actively trying to make sure any opposing voices, that's why they keep saying, I'm like political. Like, that's what they keep saying, like, I'm like a Republican.
Which would make sense why they would tell Charlamagne, hey, bro, give Ak a call, man. Bro, let Ak know, bro, Jay-Z ain't that bad, bro. Man, bro, chill with this Rock Nation stuff, bro. Bro, it's deeper than what it is, bro. Ak, it's political, bro, chill. Hey, Ak, yo, they got your mans, bro. Yo, bro, your mans is under official investigation, bro. You gotta stop with associating with that crowd. Act like, yo, you gotta like come over here, bro. You gotta let go, bro. They no good for you, Act. It was grade A manipulation, right? To get Act to essentially fold under pressure, let go of the Rock Nation and Jay-Z commentary, let go of all political commentary, and essentially become Charlamagne the God's lapdog, or just get scared away to where he's completely done opposing Jay-Z and opposing Rock Nation. And Charlamagne the God is who they sent, because for the most part, they believe that Charlamagne the God has influence over Akademiks, which, I don't know. If they like paid attention, or if they knew details about Charlamagne the God's and Akademiks' relationship, they would know that, like, yo, Charlamagne stopped having like any type of control or influence over Akademiks probably around the Everyday Struggle day, towards the ending. If you guys don't know, I'll explain. Now, this might be new information to the public. So when Everyday Struggle with Akademiks and Joe Budden started, it was the #1 show ever. Like, it was, there's not a hip-hop media show that can rival that. It was the #1 hip-hop media show ever, bar none. Now, when Joe left, Charlamagne the God began to call Akademiks up every day. Now, Akademiks was venting to Charlamagne the God, letting him know how he felt, his struggles, how he really wanted this to work. You know, just venting to Charlamagne as a big bro. Charlamagne the God tried to take advantage of Akademiks at his most vulnerable. You know how he tried to do it? So, like, Charlamagne, I think, told Diddy that he could get Akademiks to come to Revolt and leave Complex. Because if Akademiks come to Revolt, he can then link up with Joe Budden, and they could do Everyday Struggle on Revolt, and they can leave Complex. So Akademiks is venting to Charlamagne, right? Again, this was a very emotional time as well. Charlamagne began to try to coerce Akademiks. Hey, listen, bruh, Revolt, oh man, they got a bag for you. Hey, bro, Revolt, hey, yo, I can talk to Revolt for you. Hey, bro, you gotta come over here to Revolt. Yo, Revolt gonna make sure you straight. Ak just thinks, man, Charlamagne the God is just looking out for me, bro. That's big bro. He's looking out. That's just big bro. Now, Akademiks was trying to engage Revolt, man. Revolt was not, bro, they was not sending no offers until Joe Budden inked his deal. Because they really wanted Joe Budden, not really Ak, right? So once Joe Budden inked his deal, that's when Revolt now began to talk to Akademiks. Now, as they're talking, again, Akademiks is thinking, yo, Charlamagne the God was so adamant that I come to Revolt and leave Complex because he's big bro. He just wants me to win, and he's invested in my future. So he's just giving me some unbiased advice about, yo, Complex ain't good for you, bro. Come to Revolt is the better place for you. So Charlamagne is giving Akademiks this advice under the notion of, I'm big bro, I'm your mentor, trust me, I'm just giving you good advice, bro. I'm not trying to gain nothing from you, homie. I love you. So during his negotiation with Revolt, Akademiks finds out Charlamagne the God, if Akademiks would have signed over to Revolt, Charlamagne the God had it set up that he would have been the executive producer of Everyday Struggle, a show that he had nothing to do with at all. He would have been executive producer on that show. He would have finessed and coerced his way into being an executive producer on the #1 show in the world at that time. And that's why he was pushing Akademiks to go over to Revolt so bad. Once Akademiks found that out, Akademiks lost respect for, like, Charlamagne the God. That's when that big homie, big bro influence gone. Right? Because once I find out, bro, like, yo, you wasn't giving me advice in my best interest. Yo, you was trying, right, to coerce me over to this platform so you could take control of what I built. And that's when this Charlamagne the God and Academics, big bro, mentor, mentee stuff was out the window, bro. Academics figured out, the industry is cut. That day, Act figured out the industry is cutthroat right then and there. Man, you can't trust none of these dudes, man. Okay? So, Academics, so first off, I think Act knows more than he's kind of willing to tell right now about this Charlamagne and Jay-Z play, because I've heard something very similar as well. Now, here's the thing. Will Charlamagne the God disclose that, he's gotten paid to endorse the Democrats? Will he disclose, that he's getting great financial gain for supporting Kamala? Will he disclose that? I don't think so. All right. So you do this whole podcast accusing Academics of something that essentially he's not doing. Whole time, Act has proof that you might be doing the very same thing you're telling or implying that he's doing and claiming that it's illegal and it could lead to legal troubles for Act.
Right? They're trying to neutralize the voices and platforms of people they feel are going to go up against it. It's Rock Nation Super Bowl all over again, except it's going to be Rock Nation in politics. Now, this would explain a lot to me. When Charlamagne came to me and he told me whatever, he kept saying this is more than hip hop, because I kept thinking, why are so many people just jealous of like Drake? And he said, nah, it's bigger than that. He kept saying there's politicians. We heard the other guy, Jeremy, he said politics. So it seems like politics is at play here. But here's the problem. The guys who are accusing me of being a ploy or being a pawn or being some type of arm politically for people, I don't have no political aspirations, and I'm not working with nobody politically, and I don't care about, if I have an opinion, I'll just say it, but I don't care. I don't want to interview a politician. I don't really give a about that. Now, unless they're cool like Trump, like I would interview Trump, but like Gavin Newsom, like Katie Vance, I'm cool. Like, I'm good. I don't need to talk to them type of niggas. So here's the thing. This is what I was told. They say as the months ramp up in the next 2 years, Rock Nation is going to align with the Democrats in bigger ways that will be announced. And supposedly, Charlamagne will be a part of that effort. Supposedly, I don't know in what capacity, but we've seen Charlamagne seemingly have some political aspirations. He talks politics. And that would make sense why we're kind of seeing some of this stuff. Right? Now, I don't know. Maybe what I heard is bullshit. But I would like to put this offer out there.
I can't even tell you if this is true or not. But regardless, amazing strategy, man. If it's true, this is really bad for Charlamagne the God and Jay-Z. If it's not true, bravo anyway, all right? They put false allegations on you, put false allegations on them. Simple as that, okay? They call you compromise, call them compromise. Have them, right? Have them have to explain away the false allegations. Have them have to explain away how they not compromise, because they wanted you to do the exact same thing. But in the case of Charlamagne the God, like, more people will believe that Charlamagne the God is compromised more than Act, because Charlamagne the God is like, he's in proximity to Rock Nation and Jay-Z, right? Now, I don't think Charlamagne the God is doing anything nefarious. At least I don't have any proof he's doing anything nefarious, but just being in proximity to Jay-Z, always commenting Jay-Z is bad, always defending Jay-Z has never done nothing wrong in Charlamagne the God's eyes. Out of all the things that Jay-Z has been accused of, even calling TMZ to tell TMZ to run a negative story on Colin Kaepernick, Charlamagne the God is close with Nessa. Or they're cool at least. We ain't never seen Charlamagne the God say, damn, Jay, like, you gonna call TMZ to run a bad story on Colin Kaepernick after you got in bed with the NFL? That ain't cool, bro. We've never heard it. At all. So yeah, if they're going to accuse you of being compromised, reverse the allegation. Have them try to explain why they're not compromised and see how that goes. Now, Academics does give Charlamagne the God a proposition towards the end of this. And that proposition was, hey, bruh, all right, I'll stay out of politics. You stay out of politics.
And I think it won't be received or acknowledged or accepted. I don't, me or my platforms, we don't give a about politics like that. I'm wondering if Charlamagne could say the same. As the months near this election, how about we both stay out? I don't want to talk. I'll keep my opinion. We hip hop, right? If we're hip hop, I'm down. I don't want to be in your politics. We could just hammer it out. Not me, just like we could get on these microphones and speak about culture and everything but politics. But I have a sneaky suspicion that I don't think he could. And it's not attacking Charlamagne. This is me actually looking at this to say, this kind of makes some sense. If y'all are looking at me as the only opposing voice that would be potentially leaning towards Trump or whatever, y'all like, we have to neutralize him and his cohorts, because later on, when our pockets are getting lined with golden cash by the Democrats who are going to come to us to say, hey, you know what niggas like, get them to like us Democrats. Wouldn't it be very disingenuous, y'all chat, if I looked up later on and I seen Charlamagne speaking at any of these political I see Jay-Z? Would that be hypocritical? Because I have no plans to be nowhere near none of that bullshit. Would that be hypocritical? So I'm kind of watching, and if what I'm hearing is right, these boys are aligning with the Democrats politically, and, you know, obviously I think the Democrats are just more popular for it, and some people don't look at that as bad, but they're lining their business moves up with the Democrats' campaigns, and then some of the we're seeing, including doxing of people around me, this and third, is they look at me and my platform as somewhat of an opposition to them unilaterally controlling the narrative to black people, especially in a political season. So I would like to say this. To prove I have zero political affiliations, I don't give a. I'll have my personal vote and opinion, but I don't want to sit here and be the platform where all the Republicans or whoever could just bring in their candidate, like, oh, just talk to Ak and you'll get the black people. But I wonder if that's what's going to happen over by Rock Nation and the Breakfast Club. I do want to ask. Inquiring minds want to know. So I do want to say this, especially given the info that Charlamagne gave. I'll make a pledge if he's down to make one too. Let's both stay out of politics.
Here's my honest thoughts on this. Hear me out. This is not a popular position for academics to take. I don't think academics should take this route. Now, if Ak were to say, hey, bro, I have proof that Charlamagne the God is taking money and he's not disclosing it, cool. But Ak, we're currently in a position where these times we're in is unusual times. This is some unusual times we're in, Ak. Like, we got, like, presidents bombing schools with 168 or 63 little girls in it. We got, like, presidents influencing the Supreme Court to rule that they can legally racially profile us. They can legally racially That's a literal Supreme Court ruling. They can legally racially profile us now. You got American citizens being dragged off the streets, kidnapped, put in trucks by federal agents and having them prove their citizenship. Like, this is, we're back in 1942 Germany, bro. People are having to walk around with for freaking citizenship cards now. So we're in times, Act, that we ain't never thought we'll be in. We're in we got a president who made the IRS pledge they would never audit him or his sons again. They can never pay taxes for as long as they can. They could completely lie on their tax returns. They can never be audited again. We're in these times, Act. We're in times where the president literally started a Ponzi scheme. Started a pre-order for golden phones. Got about $100 million in pre-orders. Then added a disclaimer after the fact says, this deposit is not going towards a phone, nor does this guarantee you'll get a phone, and then canceled the entire phone operation and ran off with $100 million. So most people, including myself, I feel like most people, it's pretty okay. If Jay-Z and Charlamagne got to do some funneling for the Democrats to make sure that anybody but MAGA, Marco Rubio, J.D. Vance, and damn it, if Trump try to go 2028 for a third term, anybody but MAGA. I feel like once MAGA is gone, I feel like this would hit more, but right now is anybody but MAGA. So I can't even be mad at Charlamagne the God or their supporters for saying, hey, listen, man, if Jay-Z and Charlamagne the God got some strategy for the Dems, if we can find a way to get MAGA out of power, we got to do it. All right. So in this case, it's kind of like, but I do think Akademiks putting this on the floor at least brings anxiety to Charlamagne and Roc Nation, because at least they know they're being watched and there's eyes on them, right? And that they should be disclosing every single endorsement they give or they're paid to give. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, man? Do y'all believe that Charlamagne the God and Roc Nation is compromised? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here, somewhere on my screen, somewhere here, or here, or here, or here on my screen, to find out how Charleston White just made a really big mistake that may cost him his life. It's really bad. I'm gonna see you guys in this Charleston White video. Click on the hype button below to send me a hype if you really want to show support. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.